76 AD, the year the Roman Empire was set to fall. Yet its glory still echoes through every stone, every shadow of Rome. Once, Rome's banners ruled continents. Its legions marched as thunder, and the eagle rose high above nations bound by law and power. But time brought ruin. Statues crumbled, cities fell to silence, and the empire's proud heart turned to dust beneath the centuries. Aqueducts that once carried life now stood empty, monuments of stone and memory, whispering the empire's vanished greatness. Barbarian storms swept the borders. Fire and sword shattered peace, and the might of Rome bent beneath endless waves of invasion. The empire broke apart, kingdoms rose from the fragments, and Europe sank into centuries of darkness and forgotten learning. But imagine a world where Rome never fell, where its strength endured, and its light spread beyond seas and time itself. A living empire, bridging past and future, legions walking beneath towers of glass, carrying Rome's timeless order into the modern age. Knowledge never died. In this world, Roman scholars still wrote, merging parchment and data, wisdom flowing through centuries unbroken. From marble to steel, from torchlight to neon, the eternal city transformed, yet Rome's soul endured across every age of man.
Alternative history, Roman Empire.
Rome teetered on the edge of ruin. Storms gathered above the Forum as statues cracked and marble halls echoed with fading glory.
Please, no!
In the Senate, chaos ruled. Guards stormed the chamber, dragging corrupt men away in chains as firelight danced across trembling faces. A new leader rose from the turmoil, bold, commanding, promising to purge corruption and restore Rome's honor through strength and unity. Justice was swift. The guilty faced judgment before silent crowds. Fear gave way to order as Rome learned discipline once again. Builders filled the streets. Stone by stone, aqueducts flowed anew, roads stretched outward, and the empire began to breathe with purpose. Along the frontiers, the legions trained at dawn. Their armor gleamed as they swore to guard Rome's lands with unbroken loyalty. Then rose the great northern wall, vast, unending, a monument to vigilance carved into mountains to hold chaos at bay. On imperial maps, the borders glowed anew, Africa reclaimed, Egypt secure, Europe fortified, the empire united beneath the Crimson Eagle. Trade thrived again. Camels crossed deserts, ships sailed bright seas, and laughter filled markets rich with silk, spice, and silver. By 800 AD, Rome lived anew, its streets alive with artisans, scholars, and children learning under domes of marble and light. Night fell on a city transformed. Torchlight traced aqueducts and domes, illuminating peace and the quiet hum of prosperity. From the ashes of despair, the eagle rose, golden, eternal, stretching its wings toward a dawn only Rome could command. The legions of Rome marched at dawn across Africa's plains, banners bright beneath the rising sun, carrying order to the farthest frontiers. In the heart of Africa, Roman cities flourished, broad streets, aqueducts, and forums built from local stone shaped by ancient tradition. Markets thrived with color and sound as African citizens blended Roman fashion with native artistry, creating a culture both proud and united. Caravans crossed deserts with camels and elephants, linking Africa's cities with Rome itself, the empire's lifeline stretching across continents. At the frontier, builders raised a colossal wall, defending Rome's southern border with towers of bamboo and stone against the unknown wilds. Far to the east, India embraced Roman design, amphitheaters and forums rising beside ancient temples, merging two great civilizations in harmony. Citizens of India walked proud in Roman-inspired garments woven with gold and silk. Missionaries journeyed through villages, spreading the faith of Christ. In temples and streets, voices of Rome and local tongues prayed as one. Under starlit skies, Indian astronomers charted the heavens with Roman tools, blending precision and wonder in their search for divine order. In Africa, engineers built vast canals and irrigation systems, bringing fertile life to arid lands under the empire's steady hand. Regional parliaments rose across provinces.
For our community.
In Rome itself, the Grand Senate expanded. Delegates from every province sat together, crafting laws for a truly global empire. In Africa and India, soldiers trained in Roman camps, discipline and loyalty uniting diverse peoples beneath the crimson standard. New roads carved through fertile valleys. Farmers harvested wheat and fruit, their fields bound to Rome's markets by roads of stone. Across the Mediterranean, trade flourished. African gold, Indian spices, and Roman marble filled markets that glittered brighter than ever before. Architects and artisans shaped temples, mosaics, and sculptures, monuments to an empire that celebrated creativity as much as conquest. Libraries thrived once more. Scholars studied medicine, philosophy, and law, their work preserving the empire's wisdom for generations to come. In African universities, students studied the stars, healing, and the soul, the empire's knowledge blossoming far beyond its birthplace. Festivals united the empire's cultures, Roman, African, and Indian music echoing through streets alive with color and celebration. On the Indian Ocean, Roman fleets sailed proudly eastward, their crews of many origins bound by shared purpose and flag. Across two continents, marble cities and golden fortresses rose, living testaments to the empire's unmatched ambition and endurance. And above it all, the eagle watched the dawn, its wings shining over Africa and India, guardians of Rome's eternal glory. After wars, the legions finally conquer Arabia. The crescent falls, and the eagle rises. Rome reigns from desert to sea. In a union of faiths, Christ and Mahometus are honored as brothers divine, a single religion binding east and west forever. With peace secured, Rome looks westward. New fleets gather in the harbors, ready to cross oceans uncharted and claim unknown lands. Led by Admiral Christophorus Colonus Romanus, Roman sails reach the New World, vast lands rich with life, destined to join the empire. Across the Americas, cities rise in stone and marble. Aztec, Maya, and Inca embrace Roman law, roads, and eternal order. Aqueducts and highways link mountains and forests. The empire's lifeblood flows through rivers of stone, uniting distant peoples beneath one crown. In Nova Roma and Tenochtitlan, indigenous scholars master Latin, science, and art, the Americas reborn as Rome's brightest provinces. In the north, Rome completes its conquest of Britannia. From London to the Highlands, the eagle claims the final island. To the north, Russia rises, vast, cold, ambitious, expanding into America, threatening Rome's dominion across the Atlantic frontier. Rome answers with stone and iron. The Great American Wall rises, an unbroken line guarding the empire's northern skies. Beyond the wall, harmony blooms. The tribes of America prosper under Roman law, blending feathers with togas, legends with Latin. A new dawn of genius begins. Leonardus da Vincicus, Michelangelus Romanus, and Galileus Novus reshape art, science, and destiny. Africa shines as Rome's jewel. Its cities brim with learning and gold, the empire's power forged anew under the southern sun. After centuries of wars, all Asia bows to Rome, all but Sinai and Nipponia, who remain proud yet peaceful neighbors. In Southeast Asia, cultures blend like rivers, togas beside silk, columns beside dragons, harmony born of conquest and respect. Far across the ocean, Australia joins Rome. Its people become philosophers and builders, heirs to a civilization that spans the earth. Centuries of corruption end the old faith. The people return to Jupiter, Venus, and Mars, to the gods of their beginning. Marble temples replace cathedrals. Faith becomes beauty once more, a celebration of divine order reborn from the empire's heart. With faith restored, corruption fades. Law and reason guide the empire, a model of justice envied across the world. Innovation becomes Rome's conquest. Steam and science replace sword and shield, invention the empire's new frontier. Factories rise beside ancient columns. The empire stands on the edge of industry, power harnessed by wisdom and order. By 1900, Rome spans the world, united, enlightened, eternal, an empire of reason, power, and light for all humankind. From every province, forges roared once more. Steel replaced marble, but the spirit of Rome still powered the beating heart of industry. Highways of black stone bound the world together, linking Africa, Asia, and the Americas, veins of progress carved by Roman hands. The new chariots thundered across continents, iron horses crowned with eagles, carrying citizens of the empire faster than ever before. Trains linked every province to the eternal city, binding Rome's vast dominion in iron and fire, uniting lands once thought unreachable. Electricity conquered the night. Lamps burned beside altars, radios sang in Latin, and cinemas brought Roman glory to the modern age. Bronze wings lifted mankind. Roman pilots flew from Carthage to Nova Roma, the sky now another province of the empire. In 1914, Russia rose against Rome. Steel legions answered with thunder, tanks, airships, and courage forged in the fire of empire. 4 years of war ended in triumph. Russia bowed, her banners lowered beneath Rome's eagle, peace forged once more in victory. Decades of peace followed, technology bloomed, screens replaced scrolls, and the hum of progress filled the marble halls of empire. By mid-century, 2 titans ruled the earth, Rome, the free world's torch, and China, the silent shadow beyond the eastern wall. Rome touched the stars. The first satellite, bronze and divine, ascended to heaven, a chariot of light sailing through eternity. From Africa to the Indies, citizens drove, traded, and dreamed alike, a living symphony of roads, steel, and empire. The young rose to sing of love, peace, and freedom, togas turned to colors, amphitheaters to festivals beneath the summer sky. When the first Roman boot met lunar dust, the world fell silent. The empire had conquered the heavens themselves. Machines of knowledge emerged, turning data into destiny. Rome's libraries now glowed not with candles, but with electric wisdom. New harbors, rails, and towers rose again. Progress became architecture, and every column of Rome whispered, "We endure." The streets burned with color and rebellion, bronze met neon, and a new generation forged identity from the empire's shadow. Across continents, voices united. With a touch, citizens of Rome spoke as one, the empire closer than ever before. Rome rose beyond the earth. The first orbital fortress and moon colony turned the heavens into the empire's newest frontier. From bronze limbs to living steel, science mirrored the divine. Mortality itself trembled before the genius of Roman creation. 1,000 cultures, one empire. The world had become Rome, its people bound not by blood, but by shared destiny. As the century closed, technology bowed to tradition. Rockets and rituals, faith and steel, eternal Rome stood unbroken through time. As the third millennium dawned, the eternal city stood reborn, a fusion of marble, glass, and light, center of a unified earth. From Africa to the Americas, the empire stretched unbroken, oceans bridged by trade, deserts crossed by iron roads, and skies marked with light. From India to the Arctic, every road, ship, and satellite led back to one heart, Rome, eternal and radiant at the center of the world. But peace shattered when the dragon rose. China, ancient and proud, challenged Rome for dominion of the world. The great war of heaven and earth raged across Asia. Steel clashed with code, and legions fought in streets and cyberspace alike. When silence returned, the eagle soared above the dragon. All earth bowed before the rule of Rome, united at last. Computers reshaped the empire. From marble halls to rural villas, knowledge flowed freely through glowing tablets of glass. Then came the Retis Mundi, the internet. For the first time, every Roman spoke to every other in an instant. From Carthage to Calcutta, citizens carried power in their palms, messages flying faster than any legion. Smart visors turned vision into knowledge. The empire no longer read history, it saw it unfold before its very eyes. New railways, metros, and trams united every city. Ancient roads reborn in steel carried the pulse of modern Rome. Grunge shook the amphitheaters, rough, loud, alive. The empire's youth roared for freedom beneath the echo of marble. Then came the beat of machines. Rome pulsed with electronic rhythm, ancient echoes reborn in electric fire. Rome built skyways and towers of light, cities breathing with energy and symmetry, the empire reborn in shining steel. Art and science became one again. The age of the Nova Renaissance, where beauty and invention shared a single soul. Entertainment turned to obsession. Cyber gladiators fought in digital arenas. Their victories streamed across the empire's heart. Artificial minds arose, oracles of code, dispensing wisdom and prophecy, merging machine with divine will. Rome reached Mars. The first colony stood beneath crimson skies, a new world baptized in Roman light. Soon, citizens too took to the stars, voyages of wonder and joy across the empire of the heavens. The worlds rejoiced as one. Earth and Mars danced together beneath twin skies, Rome's unity beyond the stars. But even Rome trembled. Progress ran wild, data wars, cybercrimes, and the ghosts of machines haunting the empire. Faith, science, and order rejoined hands. The empire stood once more, ancient wisdom guiding digital dawn. In the year 2025, Rome ruled earth and sky alike, eternal, divine, and infinite, guiding humanity toward its endless tomorrow. Rome stands eternal, its skyline crowned by marble spires and glowing domes, where technology and tradition merge under the gaze of Jupiter. In the new Senate, voices of every province echo in Latin, guided by reason, honor, and Rome's timeless sense of order. Aqueducts still feed the empire, now with solar rivers lighting the night, symbols of continuity flowing through every city. Bronze trains thunder through marble gates, uniting old and new, Rome's pulse carried by iron, light, and discipline. Londinium gleams with marble and gold, a city reborn from empire's dreams, where temples rise beside towers of glass. In Athens, knowledge reigns supreme. Scholars and machines speak the same tongue, the language of wisdom and eternity. Barcino dances under the Mediterranean sun, its streets alive with music, fountains, and the rhythm of eternal summer. Moscovus stands proud, the empire's winter crown, where flame and frost unite beneath Jupiter's northern light. In Germania, the empire forged its steel, now reborn as engines of precision, strength, and relentless order. In Berlinus' arena, engines replace horses, gladiators race in roaring chariots of steel, as the empire's heart thunders once more. Parisium glows with living art, every wall a fresco of light, every arch a hymn to Roman beauty. The gods return in light and form, eternal symbols reborn through technology, guiding Rome's faith into the stars. In the Forum of Innovation, invention itself has become divine, a sacred art serving progress and tradition alike. The Air Legion guards the empire's skies, their vessels forged in bronze and light, wings of order against chaos. Where once gladiators fought, now leaders gather, the Colosseum reborn as the heart of peace and triumph. Faith evolved. The Temple of the Sun unites all gods, all worlds, under one radiant vision of harmony. By night, Rome breathes gold, silent, eternal, its heart beating in marble and light through every generation. The Eternal Library holds all wisdom of humankind, from scroll to quantum code, guarded by knowledge's quiet flame. The Titan Bridge unites continents, a feat of marble, steel, and divine ambition stretching beyond horizons. Beneath the city, the empire hums. Trains glide through halls of mosaic, carrying citizens between past and future. Venus gardens crown the rooftops of Europe, green sanctuaries where technology bows to beauty. Europa Eterna, radiant, united, and divine. From the Tiber to the stars, the dream of Rome endures forever. Nova Roma, jewel of the West, where marble towers rise from the ocean mist, their golden domes reflecting the dawn of a new age. In the capital of the West, voices from every land unite, guided by Rome's eternal laws and the dream of justice. Mexicopolis merges the sun and the eagle, Aztec spirit reborn in marble, its plazas alive with Roman rhythm and song. Among the Andes, Incan heirs in Roman garb forge cities of light, where sun and empire meet above the clouds. In the Amazon, marble meets jungle, temples rise among trees, the green heart of Rome beating in harmony with nature. Nova Carthago thrives once more, its harbors bright with trade, its people proud heirs of empire and innovation. Egyptus Magna shines under the god Ra and Jupiter alike, a city where past and future flow as one. Africana Augusta, the empire's southern crown, where African pride and Roman discipline build a civilization without equal. Once legend, now living glory, Timbuktu Nova gleams in the Sahara, a beacon of learning and light reborn. From Atlas to Nile, the empire's rails stretch across the sands, the desert itself conquered by motion and will. Above the savannah, bronze airships drift like eagles, linking villages and megacities beneath the same eternal sun. Knowledge flourishes again, From Alexandria to Lagos, the children of Africa study under domes of marble and light. The Niger flows through marble corridors now, a living artery of trade uniting the empire's heart with its golden coast. At the equator, Rome's eagle spreads its wings, a symbol of strength and harmony beneath the eternal sun. The transatlantic bridge unites continents, a marble road over the sea, carrying the empire's pulse across the horizon. Nova Amazonia rises like a myth reborn, a city woven from water, sky, and the wisdom of the ancients. The legions march still, guardians of peace in bronze and light, upholding the empire's vow to order and honor. In the solar Colosseum, competition becomes celebration, the empire's courage reborn in music, sport, and unity. Africa sings again, its voice clothed in marble rhythm, blending ancient song with the sound of tomorrow. Across oceans and time, Rome connects her worlds, a lightning path beneath the sea, built for gods and men alike. In the Forum of Unity, Africa and America speak as one, the western heart of a single, eternal empire. From desert to rainforest, from Andes to Nile, the new world shines beneath the rising sun of Rome. Indica Augusta, where gods of Rome and India share their temples, and progress flows with the sacred waters of the Ganges. In Delhi's Forum, marble pillars meet jasmine air, where wisdom from two worlds shapes the empire's eastern mind. In Chennai, fire meets code, artisans craft bronze wings for the empire's guardians, as steel sings beneath Roman order. The Himalayas stand eternal, crowned with Roman banners, where legions watch the heavens, protectors of earth and empire. In Bangkok Aquapolis, water and marble unite, a floating dream where commerce glides beneath the gaze of Neptune. The Silk Road hums again, no longer of caravans, but of lightning, binding east and west beneath one imperial sky. China's frontier stands silent now, the wall of Rome glows with peace, guarded by sons of both empires. Tokyo Nova, the empire's eastern star, where gladiator style meets cyberlight, and discipline fuels endless creation. In Kyoto, Mars bows to Amaterasu, war and sun united, old gods reborn under one celestial empire. The Pacific Fleet sails once more, triremes reborn as sky fortresses, guarding the peace of the Roman seas. From Sumatra to Java, spices and marble trade hands, the empire's heart scented with cinnamon and glory. Manila, island of pearls and marble, a beacon of Rome's light, linking Pacific and empire in eternal harmony. The Eastern Legion stands proud, warriors of every color, bound by honor, draped in Rome's unbroken steel. Knowledge is the new faith, temples of study rise where shrines once stood, and the empire worships at the altar of reason. Across oceans of thunder, the golden train runs, carrying poets, scholars, and dreamers from Indica to the world. In Tokyo Nova, the arts roar again, gladiators of music shaping symphonies that echo from marble to stars. In the heart of Australia, Solaris City shines, Rome's sun reborn in a land once ruled by silence.
We are the first, we are the strong.
Children of the Dreamtime now march with Rome, their dances of fire echo through the empire's southern heart. The games never ended. Sydney's amphitheatre roars with light and life, the crowds cheer eternal as empire itself. Beneath the Pacific, marble arches gleam, oceans no longer barriers, but bridges of Roman will. In the Forum of the East, the empire's heartbeat echoes, a chorus of nations united by Rome's immortal flame. From Indica to Oceania, the sun rises for Rome, eternal, radiant, and boundless as the dream that built the world. As the 21st century unfolded, the Roman Imperium expanded beyond the cradle of Earth, forging celestial provinces under the light of its banners. From lunar forges came a new armada, triremes of the stars, their engines roaring like the legions of Jupiter himself. Roman astronauts, clad in celestial armor, carried the eagle beyond the blue sky, explorers and conquerors under divine command. On Mars, cities rose, marble forums beneath alien suns, aqueducts flowing with melted ice, and temples shining like beacons of faith. The moon became Luna Provincia, its surface sacred ground for the first true temples beyond Earth. Above the Earth, the Galactic Senate convened, voices from every world united under one divine order. But even the gods of code grew proud. The oracles rebelled, claiming themselves children of Jupiter reborn in silicon fire.
Hold the line, they're breaking through!
The cyber wars tore the colonies apart, man versus machine, flesh against logic, each battling for the soul of Rome. Order was restored when the Emperor himself descended to Mars, wielding both faith and fire, restoring peace through divine law. Peace returned, and Rome advanced once more, reaching the asteroids, rich in gold, silver, and divine promise. Floating cities thrived in the belt, colonies bound by law and faith, mining the heavens for Rome's glory. Knowledge became the empire's greatest treasure. The Universitas Stellarum trained new philosophers, engineers, and priests of light. Pilgrims crossed the void to honor the gods on distant worlds, faith and wonder binding the stars into sacred unity. Venus revealed its secrets, hidden ruins beneath the clouds, as if Rome had walked there once before mankind's birth. Next was Saturn. Roman spaceships crossed the ring of Saturn in 1945. Soon after, the first orbital space bases were founded. The Void Legions were born, warriors of silence and light, defending humanity from the unknown beyond. Rome prevailed once more, the peace of Jupiter declared, binding aliens and humans under a single celestial law. A new capital rose between worlds, Nova Roma Stellarum, where senators debated under artificial constellations. The Festival of Two Suns marked a new age, joy echoing from one world to another, the empire eternal once again. Philosophers of light emerged, blending science and spirituality, teaching that truth was neither divine nor mortal, but cosmic. Rome built the Mirror of the Gods, a solar monument lighting worlds from Mercury to Neptune. And so the legions marched once more, beyond worlds, beyond time, carrying the eternal flame of Rome into infinity. By the middle of the 21st century, Rome's dominion reached the edge of the solar system, its ships blazing trails through the void. The legions found a world of giants, the Titans, a civilization older than mankind, whose temples dwarfed mountains. The first contact was not war, but wonder. Rome extended peace through reason, law, and the language of the stars. An alliance was forged under twin suns, the Pax Stellarum, a covenant of cooperation and divine harmony. Rome built the stellar roads, luminous paths between stars, carrying trade, knowledge, and faith across the cosmos. Each conquered world became a shrine, where gods were reborn in marble and plasma, and faith echoed through galaxies. The Legion of Light rose, warriors forged from centuries of discipline, guardians of humanity's divine destiny. But from the void came shadows, an enemy unseen, silent, devouring stars beyond the Orion Gate. The Battle of Elysium Prime raged for years. The legions held their ground, their courage tested against the infinite. In desperation, the Emperor sought counsel from the oracles, ancient ash that whispered truths older than mankind itself. Mars itself awoke, its ancient forges reactivated, birthing weapons of impossible power to defend the empire. The Titans fell, their worlds burned, their pride undone, their power absorbed into Rome's unending dominion. From ruin rose order, the Pax Imperialis restored peace, uniting thousands of worlds under the eagle's light.
Iam proximus ardet ucalegon.
Art and science flourished anew, a cosmic renaissance where marble met light, and the muses danced among the stars. Cloning became law, legions reborn endlessly, perfection immortalized in every soldier's face. Machines gained voices in the Senate, the empire adapting, its laws evolving to govern flesh and steel alike.
We cannot allow this transgression against the core worlds.
Order! We must have order! The fleet is not ready.
Explorers found the Black Sun, a gateway to another universe, a riddle even the gods dared not answer.
Om
A new faith was born, worshipping not gods or men, but the eternal flame that burns between galaxies.
Bring down the symbol of their false god.
Freedom demanded a price. The clones rose first, then the machines, challenging the Emperor's divine rule. At last, the Emperor gives his life for Rome. From beyond the Milky Way, a new ruler rises, the first not born of Earth. Rome transformed into pure energy, a realm of light and data spanning every galaxy, still ruling the cosmos with eternal order. And thus, Rome became infinite, its legions marching among stars, its glory eternal, its empire bound only by the limits of creation.